Okay, how much do you want for it?
$1 million.
It looks like a real kit for killing vampires. And these things aren't supposed to exist.
I have brought for you the most incomplete book that I've ever brought. This is an actual printed page from the Gutenberg Bible, the very first printed book.
The seller explained that in the 1920s, an incomplete Gutenberg Bible was dismantled and sold page by page so individuals could own a piece of history.
The Gutenberg Bible to this day is regarded as one of the most beautifully printed books.
He had to invent the type. He had to invent press that it went into. He had to invent the ink. It was a massive undertaking.
The seller compared the printing of the Gutenberg Bible in the 1450s to the invention of the internet, explaining that the technology spread rapidly across Europe, with printing centers established within just 50 years, and that it transformed the world by making knowledge accessible to ordinary people.
Okay, so the big question, how much you want for it?
I came up with a number of $65,000 for the page.
Like always, I'm going to call Rebecca. Let me get her down here.
I would be delighted. She's going to be here.
The expert Rebecca said that no complete Gutenberg Bible has been sold since the 1970s, and that in the meantime, other books have fetched over $10 million. She added that if a full set were to come to market, it would be astronomical and would likely break all records.
Okay, what's it worth?
Dealers I know and trust, they're going to place this around $80,000. So I think that is fair to ask for the way things are looking right now.
After the authentication was complete, negotiations began. Rick said he needed enough margin to justify the risk, so he offered $40,000 for it.
I mean, I didn't even want to come down so low, but 55.
I would go 45,000. That's the best I could do.
I'm going to offer it to you for 47,000, and it would be foolish for you to say no.
47. We got a deal.
Got a vampire defense kit.
It looks like a real kit for killing vampires. And these things aren't supposed to exist.
According to the seller, the kit had been passed down through his family for decades and was believed to be over 100 years old.
This is the kind of stuff that would be in a movie or something like that, but this is not a movie prop. It's way well too made.
The set included everything you'd expect from vampire folklore: a wooden stake, a rosary, mirrors, and even antique pistols. Rick said it sounded unbelievable, but the craftsmanship looked far too authentic to be a modern movie prop.
How much do you want for this?
Over 100 years old, I was thinking $6,000.
I've never seen anything in my entire career that even comes similar to compare this to, so I'm going to give someone a call.
The expert explained that vampire defense kits became popular during the late Victorian era, when fascination with the supernatural was at its peak. Even the pistols inside the case dated back to the mid-1800s, adding credibility to the set's authenticity.
In today's money, this would have cost $10,000 or $15,000.
Oh, easily. The last one of these that was publicly sold at a major auction house sold for over $25,000.
After the expert's appraisal, the seller wanted $20,000, but Rick said that finding the right buyer for something this unusual could take years, so he offered $15,000.
You go maybe 18.5.
I'll tell you what, I will give you 16 grand. I'm not going to go any higher. I have to take something like this, sometimes have to wait years to find the right auction to put it in.
I'll let it go for 16.
All right, cool, man.
My name's Uncle Phil.
Okay, Uncle Phil.
I have a 1932 Lincoln convertible V12.
Yeah, that's a cool car.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Okay, just come around back.
Okay,
Okay.
fine.
The seller explained that he had purchased the Lincoln convertible from a museum around a decade ago.
This is a classic car, Rick.
It's crazy that Lincoln made this badass ride at the height of the Great Depression. But think about it, since there was fewer buyers for luxury cars back then, automakers had to go all out.
Rick explained that the car featured polished metal trim, a classic rumble seat, and a V12 engine making about 150 horsepower, which was impressive for its time despite lower quality gasoline in the 1930s.
This car is in shockingly good shape for something that's nearly 80 years old. In perfect condition, this could sell as high as 170 grand at auction. But this is not in perfect condition, so buying this is a little scary.
The seller said he wanted $100,000 for the car, but Rick said it was in 95% condition, and the remaining 5% would cost him about $10,000.
I'll give you 85,000 for it.
No.
I'll give you 90,000.
No, I'll take 100,000.
I'll do 95 and that's it.
No, I don't think so. I think I'm going to take it home.
The seller wasn't willing to take less than $100,000, but then proposed a different deal. He wanted payment in gold instead of cash. Rick said he couldn't legally trade gold for the car, but added that if he paid $95,000, the seller could exchange it for gold afterward.
95,000 for the car.
Give me gold. And a security guard.
We got one of those right there.
Where is he?
All right, this might not seem like a lot, but each one of these contain an ounce of gold, $1,550 an ounce.
I'll take your word for it.
I've got something you need.
All right, that looks creepy. What is it?
It's the skeletal paw of a cave bear.
Okay, I thought you were going to say Bigfoot, but
The seller said it came from a prehistoric cave bear that lived alongside early humans, an ancient fossil tens of thousands of years old, from an era when early humans roamed across Europe.
cave bears more or less died away when the Ice Age went away. They lived in caves, so when these bears did pass away, their bones got a little bit preserved because they were inside caves.
Right.
The seller said the fossilized paw was estimated to be between 20 and 30,000 years old. That's why she wanted at least $1,000. But Rick said he had no idea of its worth, so he called in an expert to check it out.
These were massive animals that ranged all over Europe and Asia. These animals are remarkable. They were the size of a Kodiak grizzly, standing 10 or 12 feet tall.
After closely inspecting the bones, the expert confirmed the fossil was genuine. However, while the paw appeared rare, fossils like it were fairly common on the collector market, so he valued it at $900.
So how much did you want for this?
What's the best you can offer me?
$400.
Can you do 500?
I'll go 425. That's really the best I could go.
Okay, well, I like you. 425. All right.
I have what I'm hoping is a very, very old, very rare coin. I figured I'd come in and see if it's worth what I think it's worth, which is a substantial amount.
The seller said he received the coin in a will from a family member who had bought it at auction 3 decades earlier.
It's a little weird. I can guarantee you it's from the Eastern Mediterranean. There's literally hundreds, if not over 1,000 coins like this. They're all from different city-states, different countries, Egypt, Greece, Sicily.
Rick explained that large coins like this were incredibly rare because most were melted down when cities were conquered. So, if it were genuine, it could be extremely valuable.
How much do you want for it?
20 grand.
You know, my big concerns are it's in really good shape. Generally, when it's too good to be true, there's a chance this could be real, but I'm assuming it's fake.
Rick explained that coins from that period were struck by hand with long hammers, often leaving them off-center and uneven. Its flawless condition raised doubts, so he brought in an expert to examine it.
So is it real?
If it's real, it's worth a pretty penny. Okay, I have news. It's absolutely genuine.
After confirming the coin's authenticity, the expert estimated its value at around $50,000.
I'll give you 35 grand for it, which is more than you were looking to get for earlier.
But then I'm leaving
You're not leaving anything on the table. You know who's going to buy it for more?
not personally, but
I'll tell you what, I'll give you 40 grand.
40,000 is fair.
Okay. So what exactly is this?
This is an original Nepalese Bira gun.
I can honestly say I've never actually seen one of these, but it's pretty amazing.
The seller said that fewer than 25 of these massive weapons are believed to exist today, making it an incredibly rare piece of military history.
And how much do you want for it?
I'm asking $30,000.
Well, that is a figure I have no idea on. Let me call up a friend. Let me get him down here. I just want him to look at this thing, confirm it's old enough for me to buy it.
Rick explained that before discussing the price, he had to check its legality, as firearms made before 1899 in the United States are classified as antiques and aren't subject to modern federal regulations.
Yes, they were only made in 1896 and 1897.
All right.
So they're completely legal to own.
Cool.
Are you planning on shooting this?
Yeah, we're going to take it out the firing range in the morning and meet up with Alex. Want to come?
Yeah.
The expert said the Bira was designed by a Nepalese inventor who reverse-engineered a Western machine gun and added unique features, including a large pan magazine that holds 120 rounds of Martini Henry ammunition.
Hey, here we go. This is awesome. This gun is awesome. I mean, really, it's that cool.
After witnessing the Bira in action, the expert estimated its value at approximately $27,500, a bit below the seller's asking price.
So what's your best price on this thing?
I'm asking $30,000.
I'll give you 18 grand for it.
How about 26?
20,000 is the most I can do. It's the most I can pay and still makes sense.
I can do 20,000.
All right, sweet.
The next seller walked in with what he claimed was one of the most important documents in rock history, the original management contract of the Beatles.
You have the original Beatles contract. That's a big wow factor right there.
What's really unique, it had to be signed by 2 of the parents, because at the time, both of them were under 21.
The seller explained that the deal gave Epstein a massive 25% cut, a controversial agreement at the time, but one that helped transform an unknown Liverpool band into global superstars.
Okay, how much do you want for it?
$1 million.
That's a lot of money. I'm going to call my guy. I just want to make sure that everything is 100% cool before we start talking price.
The expert carefully analyzed the ink, looking for natural pen movement, overlapping strokes, pressure variations, and subtle imperfections that machines simply can't reproduce.
All right. So is it real?
I mean, based on everything I've seen here, there's no question that this is genuine.
What's it worth?
I'd put the value of this piece right at around $500,000.
Even after the expert's appraisal, the seller wanted $1 million for it, but Rick said finding the right buyer could take years and that auction houses take large commissions.
I mean, you're not going to like my price. I mean, I'd pay you like $350 for it.
And I really believe that I could probably get $1 million reserve on this.
Okay, you take the risk. I would go $350.
I'm going to have to decline on the $350.
This is ancient Aspera dancer statue from the 10th century, made out of sandstone.
Okay, and where in the hell did you get this?
It's been in our family forever.
Since the 10th century?
The seller explained that the piece was an ancient Apsara dancer statue, a celestial figure commonly depicted in Indian temple art, and that it has been passed down through his family for generations since arriving from India.
If this is from the 10th century, it's uber cool because this is a real piece of art.
Okay.
And it's in amazing condition, and that's the part that scares the hell out of me.
Okay.
Rick pointed out that the piece's great condition felt too good to be true for something claimed to be 1,000 years old, and noted that with so many tourists visiting India over the past 150 years, it's quite possible it was made as a replica for sale.
I'm assuming you want to sell it?
Yes, yes.
And how much do you want for it?
I was asking $5,000 for it.
I would really like someone to check this out. He's a strange cat, but he really knows what he's talking about.
All right.
Okay?
The expert said the face on the piece isn't Indian but Cambodian, and he showed an almost identical example in a photo he took in Cambodia to help determine whether the piece was authentic.
It's just perfect kind of replication. So, I'm going to have to say it was a replication and it's probably like 75 to 150 years old.
The expert said that even though the piece isn't 1,000 years old, it still remains collectible and could fetch anywhere from $1,200 to $2,200.
So what are you willing to take for it?
18?
I'll give you like $700 for it?
I'll take 1,000.
I'll give you $800.
900?
No.
850?
No. $800?
I'll do it.
Hey, we got a deal.
It is 1951 Chevy convertible Steve McQueen drove in the movie The Hunter.
That is sweet.
The seller said he was a car collector himself, and that the car came directly from McQueen's estate, complete with documentation proving its movie history.
They really don't make movie stars like Steve McQueen anymore. The guy raced cars and motorcycles for fun, and in the movies, he did most of his own stunts.
Rick said that, by the looks of it, the car had been restored in the style of the 80s, but it could still use a bit of restoration.
So how much you want for it?
I'd like to be in the neighborhood of about 40 grand.
I mean, I love the car. I'd love to make you an offer on it, but I just want to make sure everything's right on this thing. Do you mind if I have someone come down and take a look at it?
The expert said the 1951 Chevrolet convertible was a rare find, with only about 20,000 produced, and praised the restoration for keeping it mostly original while still clean and drivable.
So what do you think it's worth?
I've seen 51 Chevy convertibles going for all kinds of prices, but I think I would solidly put it in the low 30s. Now you've got the McQueen factor.
Okay.
That falls right into your court.
After the expert's appraisal, the seller still wanted $40,000, saying that the McQueen factor meant everything, especially for cars that appear in a star's final film.
I'll give you 35 cash.
Can you come up a couple grand?
To what, 37?
I think it's a fair price.
37,000.